Dance.
It went down absolutely a storm up there. You've just come off. You're buzzing, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I am. It's nice and sweaty.
Nice and sweaty. When you go back to the early days of Haircut, before you really came up with that name, you were in various different groups of different names, weren't you? It took a little while to get it together.
Sorry, am I hearing ABBA?
Yes.
I am, aren't I?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't realise I was supporting ABBA.
Yeah. You were on. You're the warm-up act.
Amazing.
Yes. But you know what they've got to say is they followed you.
Yes. Yeah. Well, nobody follows anybody, do they? In life? We're all just
on there.
We're all leading.
Yeah. So going
anyway,
back
to the question.
Go back to
What
the
was the
80s. Yeah,
question?
I've forgotten. The question was how many bands, different names that you were in before you actually came up with Haircut 100.
So many names. I mean, you can imagine we got to that name Haircut 100 by a process of going through ridiculous names, because it was like Haircut 100 was just one of many. Napkin Man, Blatant Beavers, Captain Pennyworth. I mean, we used to have a name every time we went out and socialised and try it on our mates, see how that would go down. Everyone went down like a lead balloon. The Haircut 100, we just got the reaction of people laughing. Why, I think they said. And we really, that's nice. It's like, why?
Why? And then you go, well, why not?
That's a stamp of approval. Why?
Yes,
yeah.
why?
Why do you want to call yourselves Haircut 100? And funny enough, the way things go, the way you plug into the sort of unconscious of the evolutionary process of creativity, if you like, there was lots of bands like Heaven 17 and Level 42 and the sort of bands with numbers, so everybody when they're thinking it, like when the Specials and Madness, Madness were playing in London in pubs and didn't know about the Specials, and suddenly there's a band doing exactly the same thing. And, it's like, that's how it goes.
That's how it goes, yeah. And it was a very successful time for you, but Haircut 100 for you was a short period of time, really shorter than actually many people would imagine.
It was shorter than I even remember. I think it was like 9 months, like the birth of the pregnancy.
Yeah. And then it was gone. But as a solo career, you did very well. I mean, there was a good few songs come out of the solo career.
Yeah, it's lovely. I mean, we've done on and off the band. We've got back together and then not worked, and because there's 6 of us, it's quite tricky. But it's been lovely. When we look about it, we chat about it and stuff. There's obviously lots of things we'd like to do again, but that's what every mate does when they get together and chats. There's always a long list.
So
maybe not for Sting.
What's still in what's still in the to-do list then for you, Nick?
Oh well, I personally started writing. Funny enough, in the bath like 10 years ago, and I've had a shower. I haven't had a bath for. I don't mean I haven't had a bath, but I haven't had a bathroom. I've had just a shower room in where I lived for the last 2.5 years, and I realised I haven't written because I don't read. I mean, I don't write unless I read. But I started writing children's stories, so I'd like to focus on that and maybe share them.
Yeah. Well, what's been the inspiration for children's stories?
Well,
then?
actually, it was because I was in California, and I was spending some time there because I thought I was going to be a songwriter for other people, which is harder than it sounds. It really is. And but somebody said, we'd really like to hear your autobiography kind of thing, and I thought, oh no. Well, anyway, I tried, but I thought I was going to write a novel, a very serious novel, very much like with Haircut. I thought we were going to be like talking heads and very, very, very serious, but it ended up being kind of almost like, I mean, Fantastic Day and Favourite Shirts aren't exactly full-on adult, are they? They're kind of burst of, they're almost teenage in there. It's like if I was I'd be a children's author if I was, it's that way, like Michael Mapurgo or something like that in that way. And same goes, I went to write this really serious novel, philosophical, with lots of wisdom.
Meaningful
Yeah,
things,
and this little hummingbird ended up flying into where I was sitting, and off I went. And there was a girl, she was in the playground. This guy, Joe, came up and they started playing marbles. And I started feeling for these characters. I started to cry when Joe left Anna, and I started to think, so what I've meant to write wasn't the serious novel. And it's the same kind of thing. You write whatever you write, you know.
And
you just got to do it.
it's children's stories for you.
Yeah.
So it's a way forward. What about the music side of things then? Where is that going at the moment? Are you still writing?
Yeah, I am, and it's funny, but most of my band are my son's mates. So, and we've done a few TVs lately, and they said, well, we want one old and one new. So you think, oh, okay, I'll do a new song, and I find I really like writing. It becomes. It's not easy, but it's a lot easier than doing lots of other things, you know. Lots of other things,
yeah.
like actually, you know, performing on stage, you know, being larger than life, that kind of stuff's really hard. But actually sitting down and writing songs, I could do one here. It's easier for me.
Really?
To improvise.
Right.
I find improvising much easier than.
I would find writing songs. I think I've said this before to people. I just find it very difficult. I don't think I could do it.
Well, it's like comparing, and it's so easy for somebody.
Yeah.
I could stand up there and I just think, oh my God, what am I going to say? You know, it's not easy.
There's only 35,000 people out there in front of you. Absolutely.
What comes easy to you, isn't it? You know, we've all got our gifts.
Thank you very much for having a chat to us, particularly as you've just come straight off stage, and enjoy the rest of your rewind.
Thank you very much.
The greatest hits.